the share, give us a sub, and show us you care on Twitter, X, and Instagram at Dave's LC Chats. Okay, guys, a little chat. Saturday afternoon, no Premier League, of course. International, don't like international breaks. Tell me why I don't like international breaks. Tell me why international breaks. But it is what it is. We do not kick a ball again until April the 2nd at Anfield. Merseyside derby, Liverpool against Everton, and the road is on for the Premier League title, number 20. Hopefully we can do it. 9 games to go. 9 games to go, guys. So cannot wait for this one. It is huge. It is what we all want. It's the bread and butter, and Paisley would say. It's the one I want. It's the big one. Disappointment last week, of course. We did lose Champions League last 16 against PSG. They were a better team overall, it has to be said. We only lost on penalties, and they are a really, really good go on to win it. So that's what happened. We didn't play well in that game. We're unlucky, I suppose, in the second leg, but we're lucky, very lucky in the first leg. So it's a bit of this and that. Very disappointed with the showing against Newcastle in the League Cup final at Wembley, though. We did not turn up. We would have been better off staying on the couch. We just didn't turn up, from goalkeeper right up. We didn't turn up on the day. Fatigue, tiredness, maybe disappointment about getting knocked out of the Champions League a few days. Maybe that took it out of us. I do not know. But we've got to buckle up. We've got to be ready to rock and roll. 9 games, possibly 5 of them to glory, you would think. Liverpool 12 points clear of Arsenal. 12 points clear of Arsenal. I'd like it to be more, but 12 is a really, really good cushion. It's the type of cushion you could lay your head down on, have a nice little dream. But look, still work to do. As I say, we're not back until April the 2nd, Merseyside derby at Anfield, and that won't be easy. You know what Everton would like to do, and that would be to scupper Liverpool or make it harder for Liverpool to win the title, because they don't like us. It's as simple as that, and that will not be easy. We've got to get all our players back from injury-free at the national break. We had a few scares, and we probably will have another few scares, because there's another round again at least. Alisson looks okay. It's only concussion. He's flying back to Liverpool this weekend, but concussion is a few days. You have to rest up, so he should be a bit of fears there. But as far as I know, it was only a head concussion, so he should be okay for the game. Gravenberch as well. Looks like it's not a major thing, and probably could do with the break now as well. Probably he will fly back, let's hope, or maybe he won't play in the next Dutch. And of course, look, we're going to get scares, as I say, all over the shop. Gravenberch cannot take him off at half time for France, but I think that was only a precautionary thing as well. So those 3, touch wood, are going to be okay. Salah scored a goal last night, so he's getting back into the score, and we need him back, ready, hungry, ready to rock. Gakpo, of course, have missed, scored a lovely goal for Holland, but they lost 2-1 to Germany, but a great finish from him, and we do need him back as well, fit and ready to go. 16 goals he has, but we've no injury, and he hasn't been quite right since he came back, so a huge 10 days till that game. And of course, Arsenal play Fulham on the 1st of April Fool's Day, at the Emirates, so they will have a chance to bring it back tonight. Okay, we'll have the game in hand, but you know, squeaky bum time. We just have to do our job. We just have to turn up, do our job. 5 home games, 4 away. See, when your home games, you win the league, because one of them is Arsenal as well, isn't it? Third last game. But I mean, we've tricky ones. I was looking at the fixture list there. Look, they're all winnable, of course they are, but we've got to, you know, especially the front line, we've got to wake up, smell the coffee. There's a title to be won, as I put in the headline, put in the thumbnail. And obviously Everton will be tricky. It's at Anfield. It's the first game back after the international break. It's a big one, because, as I say, we could only be 9 points in it at that stage if Arsenal beat Fulham. That won't be easy either. Then the following weekend, and at Craven Cottage, and we know how difficult that is. So that's a dangerous one, I suppose, and that's why you've got to get that result against Everton. You've got to beat Everton. You know, you've just got to beat them. You've just got to get 3 points in that game, and set us on the road, because I still think Arsenal can only get a possible 85 if they win their 9, and of course they've tough games as well. I'm not saying they're going to win the 9, but I looked at Arsenal's fixtures too. I think favourable fixtures other than us at Anfield. They have a few favourable ones. They've Everton away, could be Brentford. They Fulham in the first game, but they can win a lot of them games. They could certainly win 7 of them, and I mean, if they win 7, it gives them 21 points, and 21 points, you know, on top of 58 gives you 79, which would mean Liverpool would only need to win 3. You know, so look, as I say, we do our job, we win our own games, and we will be okay. But I'm not expecting Liverpool to do it easy. They never do it easy. But the main thing for me is to get everybody back healthy from the international break and injuries at a minimum, and be ready to rock and roll for the big one, because it's the one. I'll be in Liverpool the last weekend of the season for the Palace game. Whether I get a ticket for the Palace game, hopefully the trophy lift, is another thing. But just to be outside Anfield early, that's Sunday all through till Monday. Hopefully a parade as well. That's if they win it. I'll be there till late on Monday, so that could be a crazy 24, 48 hours, and I hope it is easy 48 hours, because remember, we couldn't celebrate it back in 2020 when we won it after over 30 years the Premier League. We were during a COVID, we were in a pandemic of it. I had a bottle of champagne at home, I did a live stream of it and all that type of thing, but it wasn't exactly the same, was it? You need to be there outside Anfield or inside Anfield, around the ground, parade, all that type of thing. I'm not jinxing it, I'm just saying nothing's won yet. And if you see my video, everybody's saying it's over, blah blah blah. I think it's 30-1 on Arsenal to win it now, and they're in a 2 race, but still, there's still work to do. We still got to be professional, we still got to beat Everton when we get back, and I think that's absolutely huge on the 2nd of April. Just win that, and then it just takes you, we full them away, just go. We've no other distractions, we're not in anything else. 9 times to glory, 9 cup finals, maybe 5 or 6 if you can win them in a row, of course. But we would like that Arsenal, to walk out onto the field and Arsenal give the guard of honour. That would be special, wouldn't it? So hopefully we can get it done by. I do not want to go down to the last game of Palace. Oh my God, I think I disappear for 24 hours. We should be doing it. We should be able to do it. I think the international break is probably come time. It's probably come at the right time. Players were tired, they were fatigued. They needed to get away from AXA, get away from Anfield, get away from the press, get away from everything. Slot 2 maybe a week's holiday with his family, refresh, come back and go again. I think that's hopefully, touch wood, what happens. Mark Forrest in, what would have put Kelleher in the nets against PSG on pens. Yeah, maybe. Look, it's history, it's over. We've only got the league, I love people talking about only the league. Has it been a bad season for Liverpool? They're only win the league. If we could only win the league every season, I would be very, very, it's crazy. It's an agenda against them, but it's absolutely madness. Only the league. What are you talking about? I think Garrett Roberts, made from the Late Challenge podcast, did a video on it. It is crazy. It's mad, saying only the league. The league's the dream. When Klopp left over a year ago, and had only one league, remember, and that we had some great teams under Jurgen. We probably should have won 1 or 2 more, maybe even throw in another Champions League for the teams we had. The points tallies, 97 points, and we didn't win the league. That's unbelievable. That shows you what we were up against. An oil state, a nation state in Man City. They get their comeuppance in the 115 boys. But I have a funny feeling they might get away with a slap on the wrist. But that's another podcast. But this team, I would have thought we'd be 12 points clear with 9 to go. I just didn't. It wasn't on the agenda. If you look back in August, a week before the season started, I did a video, obviously, prediction time, and I was saying, City, Arsenal again, Liverpool might get third, but I'd be happy with the top 4 finish and maybe a good cup run or a League Cup or something like that. Okay, we got beaten in the League Cup final. That was, just wasn't good enough. That will spur us on now as well. So look, we shall still. We just got to wrap this up as early as possible. We've got to wrap this up as early as possible. Get it done so that you've got 2 or 3 games to spare people to get their medals as well. Chiesa still needs a few games. I would use him a lot more, especially last 15-20 when Salah's getting tired. Bring him on. We've seen what he did in the League Cup final. He was the only player really when you think when he came on. He scored the goal, but overall play, his hunger. Bring him on. Harvey Elliott as well. I think he scored for England's under 21s last night as well. So we got to use those 2 players more. We just got to use them more. Hopefully Gakpo, as I said earlier, comes back fit and ready to rock. He got a good goal for Holland. We'll need him. Salah scoring as well. So we need all our players to step up. There's no bigger prize. Slot, when he gets them back in at the end of March and next weekend, gets them back in. Look, sit them all down. Have a little speech, go through it, the history of Liverpool, what it means to win the league, what it means to the fact that when we won it, we couldn't celebrate it properly because of the pandemic and stuff like that. And surely, I think he does know. He's an intelligent man. We have played won it and done it and all that type of thing. So we have players there that should be to rock and roll. And I think Liverpool will win it, but there's still work to do. You know, it depends on when they'll win it, I suppose. That's the big question, isn't it? But as I say, big fixtures coming up, but I think the Everton one is the key. I think if we can come back fresh, ready to rock Anfield, get the crowd behind us, let's go. All eyes, all focus, all energy on winning and lifting number 20. Of course, draws us level with Man United up as well, and we are going to be in a really good place. A lot of change coming in the summer. We know the triple contract trick with Salah, Van Dijk, you know, and Trent. We know about that. For me, I still Van Dijk signs. Salah is 50-50 for me, and Trent looks like he's Madrid. But you never know. We could get all three, or all three could leave. Who knows? Nobody knows. But I think that the club knows. There's no way the club knows all three are leaving and then are left at the end of May with all three have left and we have only the summer place them. They will know behind the scenes, I'm sure, the intentions of the three of them. Are you staying? Yeah, there's a good chance I'm staying, good chance I'm off. And then you've three, or one out of three, or all three, or whatever. I just think the club do know, the likes of Richard Hughes, even maybe arneslot knows as well, what the story is. They have to know, because Liverpool are usually a year to 18 months down the line, you know, transfer fees and stuff. And if those three we're going to have to spend big money to replace them. And I mean, you don't want to be end of May, you've June, July, it's just to replace them. You want them in July. You want them in for pre-season in the middle of July, don't you? On your Far East tour or wherever Liverpool are going. I think it's Far East this year. A big summer incoming for Liverpool. Now we will sign players this summer. You can guarantee an FSG have been tight in the pockets, but I don't think we've any choice. We've got to sign us from a position of strength and a position of being champions of the Premier League, champions, and that would be really good because it makes it easier to bring in players too. You're champions of England, you're champions, you've got that gold Premier League badge on your shoulder. This guy Slot really knows his stuff. First year he's in, didn't really sign anybody except for maybe Chiesa and hasn't really used them, and then they win the Premier League. What? People saying it's a weak and all that. It's just bitterness. To me, it's just absolute bitterness, and it's absolutely just jealousy from rival fans. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the mid-base in the Premier League is probably as hard as it's ever been. It looks Brighton, Brentford, Bournemouth, all the Bs, the three hard to be okay to traditional teams like City have fallen off a cliff. Man United are all over the shop, which is great to see as a Liverpool fan, of course. Arsenal. Arsenal are good side. Arsenal are really good, just not quite at it at the moment, but they're not far away. They bring in a striker, maybe one or two forward players, really good quality in the summer. They won't be far away next year. So the big thing for me is get the job done, get it done as early as is, and then all focus on getting ready to rock and roll for next season, because you can't be thinking of next season. I know the hierarchy do because they have to plan well in advance, but for me it's the next game. It's the Everton game at Merseyside on April 11th, and that's a big one. If we can kick off and get 3 points there, not only will it be a Merseyside win, not only will it be a huge bonus for the Reds, Fulham away then next, which is a tricky one, but it just gives you that boost, and hopefully a point gap in place as long as is possible, as long as you to win the league. You know what I mean? We still got, I think it's a 13 plus goal difference as well. So, but look, it is, and it's so good. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is absolutely dreamland, and I for one absolutely cannot wait. It's dreamland for me, and the big one is the Premier League. You'll always get idiots in the team. They're kids, keyboard warriors and stuff like that. But look, there's lunatics. You get them everywhere in every walk of life. But there seems to be a lot more for media, I suppose. But at the end of the day, guys, get your comments in, keep them clean, keep them real. 2nd of April, still a long way away. International break. We don't have international breaks. Even Ireland had a 2-1 win against Bulgaria. Bulgaria are even worse. Ireland, that's the only reason we beat them. But it's like watching paint dry international break, isn't it? This Nations League doesn't do it for me. I rather the old format. You had a league, and I just rather it that way. The Nation League, as I say, does not do it at all. But at the end of the day, it is. But I think Slot's gone away for a few days, probably back to Holland or a little holiday with his family. Absolutely deserves that. Let's hope he can come back refreshed, refocused. All his energy is on the Super Reds, and all is just the big one. The big one. I want the big one. I've been saying it all the time. Long time, to be honest with Mark Forrest. Yeah, you get lunatics all the time. There's lunatics on YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram. They're everywhere, and it brings out the lunatics, I suppose. But at the end of the day, guys, as I say, hit the like, hit the share, give us a sub, show us you care. Road to 12k is on. As I say, I will be in Liverpool the last weekend of the season for the Palace game. I'm looking for a ticket, but they're going to be like golders. They're going to be like a Willy Wonka gold, because hopefully, it's not done yet, but hopefully if and when we win that league, there will be a lift at Anfield. There will be a trophy lift at Anfield in front of their own fans, in front of the Kop, which didn't happen the last time because the stadium due to the pandemic. So at the end of the day, that is what I'm looking forward to. But just even to be outside the ground, hearing that noise lifting the trophy would be enough for me. And maybe a parade, touch wood, the next day with the Premier League trophy on the bus, of course. Number 20. That's what we want. All the Reds want it, especially the old school boys, because a lot of credence has been put in the Champions League. Yes, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. And a lot of European teams nearly put the cup ahead of the league. But for me, it's the bread and butter. It's the Premier League. It always was. It always will be. You know, I'm watching Liverpool since the mid 80s, and it just always was the number one. Everything else is a bonus. The League Cup, the FA Cup, even the Champions League. That's a bigger bonus. A bonus, because if you can win the league, the hardest league in the world, I think, Premier League. Even though this year people are saying there's a bit of a drop off, this, that, and the other. It's hard to win away at Ipswich. It's hard to win away at Brentford. It's hard to win at Brighton. It's hard to win at United. It's hard to win at these grounds. You know, no matter how bad they are. You know, so they turn up against you. Whereas in other leagues, they probably don't as much, but in the Premier League they do. That's why it's so hard to win. 2 games you play, 19 home, 19 away. Whoever wins the league deserves to win it. It is as simple as that. My issue is having more games added. We need to have much bigger squads, says Mark Forrest. Yeah, and we did hear comments from Slot talking about that he does 15, 16 squad, you know, of quality players. But that doesn't work. It might work in the Dutch league when he was the, you know, manager of Feyenoord and stuff like that, but not in this league, not with the League Cup, because most leagues don't have a League Cup. They don't have the trophies, you know. They have a cup, a bit like the FA Cup, but they don't have a League Cup. And with the new format in the Champions League, you have 2 extra games. You used to only play 6, 3 home, 3 away. Now you play 8 games. You know what I mean? So the formats are getting more football, more revenue, more, you know, TV money and stuff like that. Yeah, it's great. It's great clubs and stuff like that, but it's not great for the players. They're playing far, far too much, and that's where you get injuries. That's why we've been lucky this year. We played so many games. Yeah, we had a few injuries, but by and large, another key is, I know Trent's out at the moment, but he should be back pretty soon, probably in about 3 weeks. But let's hope Conor Bradley's back. It'd be great to have Bradley back, even for the bench for the Everton game, wouldn't it? But he stayed, is in training, and hopefully Conor Bradley is back, because we do need him back. We need a fullback. I mean, Quanta plays there, but he's not a fullback. He's a centre back, and he's only a young lad, so you know. But it's going to be an interesting summer, no matter what happens. It's going to be a crazy. We do need to invest heavily in at least 3 or 4 quality, starter types, you know, no matter who leaves. And that's even if Salah, Van Dijk and Trent stay. I still think we need about 4 quality players. There's no doubt about it. More World Cup games, more European. Yep, there's just games of football everywhere. There's apps everywhere you look. There's women's football, there's under 21s, there's Premier League, there's Championship, there's League 1, League 2, there's Conference, there's La Liga. You know, there's Bundesliga, there's Football City on the television. Every time you turn on, every day there's a match. Every day. I remember growing up as a kid, Saturday, 3 o'clock basically. You might have got the odd game on a Sunday. But, you know, it was Saturday, 3 o'clock was the game. That was the big one. And then the French Champions League, it was midweek and stuff. And it's just changed. The landscape has changed, and it's all about money. Money talks, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. But back to the topic that is in the thumbnail. It is, of course, Liverpool going for number 20, going for the dream, going for the trophy we all want. The trophy we all want. So hit the like for Premier League number 20, Championship number 20, First Division title number 20, whatever you want to call it. The top title. Hit the like for that title for the Reds. Keep saying it is not done yet. I think you can get 28 or 30 to 1 on Arsenal in the first race, so the bookies probably think it's over. But I'm not. I'm never optimistic. Liverpool always make it hard, don't they? They always make it hard. That's why I think coming back in a second at Anfield, you're at home in front of your own fans, you're ready to rock. It's number 20 on the line. Cup finals all over the shop. That is our focus. We only have to focus. Only, I love that word only focus on the Premier League. And I believe Slot will be refreshed. The players refreshed. All focus is go. And that will be the dream. But that for me will be absolute. I have a new song, actually. I'm thinking about a new song, bringing it out for Slot. Do you remember the Scatman song? Scatman? Scatman. And I'm a Scatman. Had one, I think it was about Slot. Right? I think I had one for the Klopp a few years ago, but in Slot instead of. Everybody knows one way you got to whistle the question to you. I won the league and you want to stay top, and the slot man can do it, so can you. I'm the slot man. I'm the slot man. So I might bring that out, we shall see. We shall see. A bit of fun. That would be good to go viral, wouldn't it? Slot man, as in scam. So watch this space, as they say. Hit the like for the slot man. What a job he has done. Arne Slot. What a job. The bald one. The special one. The normal one now. The bald one. Arne Slot. Wow. Wow. What a job. As I say, I would not have dreamt that Liverpool would be in the position they're in, but we've got to make it count. We've got to make it count. We really do. We've got to make it count. And the only way we can make it count is on the pitch when we get back on the 2nd of April. 2nd of April against Everton. And we've got to beat those. We've got to beat those. We got to really beat them, because we know what happened at Goodison, the last Goodison derby at Merseyside derby at Goodison. They're in the new stadium next year. That 98 minute equal, that was like a dagger to the heart, but we can turn it around. We get them, just bury their words, or hide their heads in shame and step closer, one hand closer, if we can beat them the 2nd of April at Anfield. Plus, as you say, there might be a little bit of added pressure if Arsenal can beat Fulham on the 1st and then bring it back to 9. So we just got to keep that 12-point gap and keep our heads, keep confidence, keep believing, and be ready to rock. And I believe we will. I mean, this we have the experience there. Yeah, there's a few players that come in that wouldn't have done it before. They're all internationals. They've all played in big teams. And McAllister is a World Cup winner, for God's sake. A World Cup. Szoboszlai is the captain of Hungary, international. Gravenberg plays for Holland, the Dutch team, and so we should be okay. But as in football, as in life, there's always an odd spanner that can be thrown in the works. That's why I have a 12-point lead. I'd be a lot worried if it was only 3 or 4 points at this stage. I really would be. 12 points gives you a bit of room for manoeuvring, doesn't it? It allows a slip up every now and again. But remember, we've only lost one game in the Premier League. One, that was Forest, of course, early in the season, 1-0. 1-0. And we didn't play well that day, and we deserved to lose, and that was history. And maybe Slot has learned from that. Let's hope he does, and that he can get the players ready to rock, because I think that's key. As I keep pointing back to it, this is huge. This is the big one. I think we beat them, go on to 73 points, keep that 12-point gap or maybe bigger against Arsenal. Just gives you the momentum after the international break. I think the way it is in the international break, and I don't know what the stats are. Are they good after international break? Are they bad after international break? Even itself out, I don't know. But you want to be at home. You want to be at Anfield in front of your players under the lights, don't you? But we've got some no excuses from me. The only key, the big key to me, which we can't control and we have no control over, or Slot has no control over, is injuries or bad luck between now and the 2nd of April. And you're just hoping that I can come back fit and ready to rock and roll. And I say there was a few scares, and there will be more scares in the next week or so. But Alisson's coming back, which is good news for us, and it looks like only concussion, and it looks like it's a head injury and stuff, but it'll be okay for the Everton game. Gravenberg as well, it was only a slight, he felt something, and it was just precautionary. So that one, hopefully, he won't play the second game for Holland, because you don't want to do any more damage. And Kanate was more of a tactical thing when he came off at half time, and so no huge worries there. But the only worry is they've another game, at least a game to go. So look, we can't control that. We can't. Every team's the same. I mean, all the top team, Arsenal the same as well. Arsenal have a lot of their team on international duty as well, so they're probably in the same boat as us. So look, we can't say too much about it. But as I said, there's a bit of a rant here going on. Hit the like, hit the share, the sub, show us your care for LFC. Hope you're all okay. Mark for us, yes, Mark. So we all do, my friend. Get your comments in, guys. Keep them clean. Keep them real. Stay on for another few minutes. But as I say, it's Saturday afternoon here in Dublin. Bit of a murky day in Dublin here today. Dark clouds on the horizon. Lovely last few days. But the weather has changed again. I can't believe we, 21st of March, something like that. I cannot, 22nd maybe. I'm in a time zone I'm in here. But But the Premier League, I can almost smell that title, and we have not, do not let this slip. Sheena Moore is in. Hi, Sheena. Hopefully you're well. I will pop up to her on tonight, and we will have one or two beers. But as I said, I'm just sitting back here, relaxing, to chat about the Red. Sheena's in. Mark is in. But just hit the like, hit the share, guys. You know what to do. It won't continue. It is free. But just get a few opinions across, a bit of crack. It's all about being on YouTube. I think a lot of people take it far too seriously, and I think that's the wrong way to go about it. It's a bit of crack, and I don't make money on here. I just don't. I was demonetized a few years ago from YouTube, so I don't get involved with that crap. To be honest, I come on here. If I wasn't on here talking about it, I'd be talking to me mate on the phone about it, or down the pub talking about it with a pint in front. Doing it here, it's good because you get people on from all over the world. What have you got? 20 26 people in. Where are you watching this from? Obviously, I'm in Dublin, Ireland here. Mark's in England. Sheena's in Ireland. Where are you guys from? What part of the world are you from? So we get Americans on, Africans, Asians, Australians, Canadians, South Americans, all over the world. Even Martians the odd time come on here. You know what I mean? Elon Musk, are you watching? But I mean, as I say, you just don't know when you go live. Anybody with an internet connection can have you, or a smartphone in the pocket can watch. It's crazy. It is, and that's what I love about it when you're live, because you just don't know who's watching. Maybe even Kloppo live. But as I say, I'm not going to stay on hugely. I'm going to go for a nice walk, so I'm not going to stay on too long while it stays dry out. But it is the dark clouds are starting to come over the horizon here, but we shall see. But as I say, guys, not long for that. I cannot wait. 2nd of April at Anfield. Merseyside derby, Liverpool, Everton. The road to glory is on. Let's just hope and dream we get our players back from international break fit and ready to rock and roll, because that will be the big one for me, and there's no control over that. We just can't control that. But so far it's okay. There was scares, but it looks like they were unfounded and will be okay. So the big players we want back. We want them hungry. We want them looking at the trophy. We want number 20. The bread and butter, and I'm sure you want the bread and butter, which is the Premier League. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. So hit the like, hit the share, give us a sub, and show us you care. But not going to stay on much longer. No comments coming in, guys. Keep it clean. No comments. What do you think? You need to get it done, says Mark. Absolutely. But as I say, still work to do. Still games to be won. Still points to be won. We've 9 games, which is 20. We can get a possible 97. 97, we got there before, didn't we? We got 99 before the league on 99. But, I mean, what, 85 Arsenal can get? But they play at Anfield as well. I think Liverpool, I still think, I made a tweet a few months ago, I think it was around Christmas time, that I think 85, 86 points would win it, and I was absolutely right. Mid-80s will win it, because 85, Liverpool get 85 points, which would be 5 wins. That will mean Arsenal have to win every game. They'll have to win the 9, and then it comes down to goal difference, but we don't want that happening. We know that happened before, and it was Arsenal in 1989. Michael Thomas in it. Remember that? They needed to win by 2 clear goals. Michael Thomas is running through. Grobbler comes out. That's a goal. And of course, Arsenal beat Liverpool by a +1 goal difference. I mean, what? Losing 2-0 at Anfield. I do remember that night. Oh my God, that was crazy. That was mad. I don't want that happening. Going down to goal difference again. We cannot let that happen. We got to do it on the pitch. We just get those points. We know where we need to get to. We know, okay, 6 wins does it. There's no doubt about it. Even 5 wins and a draw does it, because 86 points does it if I only get 85. But I don't think Arsenal win a 9 anyway. I think they could win 7. Yes, they could win 7. That'd be 21. That'll bring them to 79. Liverpool would have to win 3 and maybe draw 1. That 80 points, and that would be enough. But we match Arsenal, we win it. Okay, Forest are still already 4 points behind Arsenal, something like that, but still don't think. I think it's Liverpool Arsenal at this stage. And even at this, it's Liverpool to lose at this stage, isn't it? 5 points clear. But maybe finished the next 4. Well, if Liverpool win the next 4 in a row, if they win the next 4, I think they will, they'll win it. A few tough ones, as I said. I mean, like, maybe these aren't in order, but back against Everton, Merseyside derby, first game back after being 2 weeks away. Interesting ones there. It's at Anfield, which helps us. Away at Fulham then the following weekend. Not easy. Good side. Not easy at all. We've a home game against Spurs, that won't be easy, but then again, it might be easy. Spurs don't have a at Anfield. Leicester away they might even be relegated by the time we play them. Arsenal at Anfield, of course. What depends on what's on that. With Chelsea away, that hot and cold. What teams don't have turn up there. We Brighton away, and I mean Brighton are absolutely brilliant. And I think the last game is Palace, obviously, at Anfield, but I don't want it to go down to the last game. I do not want to go down to the last game. So, a few games in there, but just win the games. Take it game by game. All eyes on Everton. That's all you can do. Take it that one. And I think Arsenal play first in the next 4-5 games. So they will have that slight advantage or disadvantage if they fuck up. But like they did against West Ham, remember? So anything's possible in this race, I'm saying. So it's not over yet. It is not over yet, but I just think the Everton game is pivotal. That's the game. We come back after you've done the match. That'll show you how hungry state of the squad is in with 9 to go. And if you could turn up at Anfield on the 2nd of April and beat Everton, no matter how, I don't care, an OG in the 98th minute, doesn't matter to me, but just get the 3 points on the board that Wednesday. That will be a huge, huge step forward for the Reds. So all eyes there. Make sure our players come back from international break healthy and hungry and ready to rock. That's important, obviously. Slot come back revitalised. The backroom staff are back revitalised. There is a Legends game, of course, for charity. Liverpool against Chelsea, a Legends. So I think that's today, actually. So keep an eye on that one. For charity, of course. Charity could be brilliant. One of my mates, Gregory Vignal, fullback, of course, Liverpool Rangers and Liverpool fullback, is playing in that game. Said good luck to him yesterday on Twitter. But Stevie G is playing as well. Fernando Torres, some legends, real legends playing. But it's for charity, so good luck to the LFC Foundation, of course, who are doing that game at Anfield. Liverpool against Chelsea, legends. So hit the like for them. As I say, guys, don't want to leave it there. A lot more videos to come on Twitter, X, Instagram, YouTube at Dave's FC Chats. A lot more to come. A lot of build up to the big one. The Everton game. Keep your ears and eyes open. A lot of shorts. A lot of rumours floating around about players coming in, players leaving, going, contracts, all this stuff. It is happening at Liverpool, but I want the league. I want number 20. That's all I want. Am I greedy? Yes. Is it only the league? Only, I say, with a capital O. I would want it only and every year. And I'm sure you guys absolutely the same. So hit the like on the way out. Stay safe. Talk to you. Enjoy your weekend. The Reds going for the league. 9 to go. 9 cup finals, guys. Stay safe. Talk soon. You never walk alone. Thanks, Mark, for popping in and shit.